Let's talk about Arcane Studios' open world looter shooter, Redfall.
I see you running. I see you hiding.
Coming from Bethesda's Arcane Austin, the award-winning team behind Prey and Dishonored, Arcane continues its legacy of carefully crafted worlds and immersive sims. Redfall brings the studio's signature gameplay to this story-driven action shooter. The island town of Redfall in Massachusetts is under siege by a legion of vampires who have blocked out the sun and cut the citizens off from the outside world. As we explore the open world and immerse ourselves in a deep story campaign as we unravel the mystery behind the vampire's appearance. We're going to be able to ally ourselves with a handful of survivors against the creatures threatening to bleed the town dry. Now, Redfall blends single and multiplayer options seamlessly, allowing the player to venture into the darkness alone or to squad up for up to 4-player co-op. Teammates can try different hero loadouts and combine their strengths to find creative solutions to the vampire apocalypse. We will be able to collect an arsenal of specialized weaponry and customize our character with unique upgrades and abilities to suit each of our playstyles for guns blazing, stealth combat, and everything in between. Now, as we know, there are 4 characters currently in the game, with 2 of them being an option if you pre-ordered. These ones we have not seen showcased yet. Each character is going to have their own playstyle, as we've come to know from titles like this, accompanied with a skill tree that is expansive and can alter the way you play the game. Now, all characters give the ability to synergize their attacks and special abilities, making the combat more diverse when it comes to cooperative play. The heroes at work here that we get to choose from are Lila. She is a biomedical engineer from the Redfall Technical University, and she volunteered for the Therapeutics Research Facility, which seems to be where the virus had appeared, or that's what the story's origin tells us. Next off, we have Jacob. He is an ex-military sharpshooter, and he is exactly what you think he would be. He focuses on sniper rifle gameplay and long-distance combat. When the vampire apocalypse first began, his squad got killed off, but a vampire spared his life, giving him a supernatural artificial eye, allowing him to see through the eyes of his raven, which accompanies him. Next off, we have Divinder. He is a cryptozoologist and inspiring inventor, and after years of struggling to create cutting-edge tech to hunt supernatural phenomena, everything is finally starting to click for him as the vampire apocalypse has begun. He's going to have the ability to teleport, as well as be able to throw a javelin into enemies and surfaces to create a lightning hazard that will zap nearby enemies. He also has a heavily modified camera rig to create a powerful burst of UV light that petrifies vampires and staggers human enemies. Next off, we have Remy. Remy is a combat engineer, and as you guys would have guessed, she is clearly all about guns galore and guns blazing, all up in your face kind of playstyle. She is accompanied by a robot companion that has the ability to distract nearby enemies, making himself a target and absorbing damage, as well as being able to heal consistently and shock and damage nearby enemies. Now, the other 2 playable characters we don't have much idea about, and we will have to see once the title makes its debut. The beautiful thing about Redfall and its core game mechanics is the developers have stated the game is best played in co-op. The way co-op is going to work, it's going to be a completely open world, and each player is not going to be tethered to one another, which I think is a fantastic way to go about it. So you can be with a squad of friends. Someone could be on the other side of the map working on a side quest. Whether you are fighting off a horde hive or doing a side quest as well, you guys can completely independently move around the map, which I think this is a great take when it comes to cooperative gameplay. The way the world is going to scale is based off of the highest level player in the server. It doesn't matter who hosts a server. If you are level 20 and you host a server, but you have a friend who is level 30, the enemies will scale to the highest leveled player, making the combat much more difficult. But I would assume this is a great way to farm up XP and high level loot to make the progression that much easier. Now, when we talk about the open world, as we know, Arcane has done a beautiful job in games of the past. Speaking of Dishonored and the Prey series, the worlds in those titles are absolutely fantastic, and nothing is going to change when it comes to Redfall. The location is set in a rich world that blends the familiar with the extraordinary. From the town's once bustling downtown and the haunted forest to the decimated seaside boardwalk and beyond. You will fight through cultist outposts and supernatural psychic spaces as you piece together Redfall's many mysteries. The way loot works in the title is what we can expect from a looter shooter style game, with each weapon having a color-coded tier system. These rarities include white, green, blue, purple, and orange. Blue, purple, and orange are the rarities you want to look out for, blue being superior, purple being high-end, and orange being unrivaled. The interesting thing here is we are going to have to collect batteries to charge our flashlights, so not having batteries is going to be a key component of the core gameplay. Going into dark spaces and exploring specific areas of the world is going to be much more difficult if you do not have batteries on hand, because as you guys know, this game is primarily and solely played completely under the cover of darkness, as vampires can only survive during these conditions. You can find money pouches on your quest that allow you to purchase weapons and other supplies from traders across the world. The weapons range from pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, snipers, UV lights, and stake launchers. Remnants are objects that the vampires were carrying when the psychic event happened and they ascended. These objects will augment your gameplay in different ways. Remnants can impact your defense, health, skills, or weapons. During your time in Redfall, you're going to encounter many different kinds of enemies, from standard vampires and cultists to elitists, as well as mini-bosses scattered around the map. The diversity in enemies and combat threats in this world is very expansive. Now, I hope this video gave you everything you need to know on Bethesda's new title, Redfall, releasing May 2nd. I appreciate you for checking out the video. Drop a like on it if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for everything gaming and Redfall. I would love to have you in the community. Let me know down in the comments below if you're excited for this title, what you're most anticipating about it, what are you skeptical on, and what character you're going to choose. And as always, guys, stay happy, stay hyped, and have a beautiful day.